Hello.
Sorry, I was, let me tell you what I was asking. I'm trailering my horse as we speak, and so I was trying to plan the timing. Like, good morning.
Trailering a horse. What a life. Is that your hobby?
Yes. I grew up doing like fancy hunter jumper horse shows, but I'm very passionate about rescue, and so I have a Mustang. She was rescued the night before slaughter, and she's doing great. And we're moving her to a barn that's much closer. So I am eager to give her a big old kiss.
I mean, having a hobby is very therapeutic. On top of that, like horses are known to like be like the ultimate therapeutic pet.
They really are. They're incredibly powerful, and their hearts actually sync up with their herd, and so that's why they say it's so important. Before you approach a horse, to really exhale, yawn, do whatever you can to relax yourself, to ground yourself, because they can feel they can actually feel your heart rate, your heartbeat, and their heart field radiates out 40 feet. And so when they're in a herd and another horse's heart is elevated, that's how they know they're either sick or in trouble, or there's danger nearby. And so it's part of why there's like real science behind equine therapy, and like the healing powers of horses is like their gigantic heart.
Wow. So do you attribute that to how it keeps you grounded as an actress in your characters?
I hope so. I mean, it is definitely something that I have to. It's definitely like a mental health tool for me, for sure. Like it was funny. I went to my favorite Italian restaurant the other day. I was having quite an emotional eclipse, and the owner said, "You need to go see Snow White. That's my horse's name." And I was like, "You're right, I do." So anytime I'm feeling a little off track, honestly, just getting back out to the barn, being in the open elements, and being around her, it's a very powerful reset.
You're playing this very in-depth character now because Rescue High Surf is not Baywatch. It's like Baywatch on steroids, like on drama steroids. How do you?
I like that.
Because I don't want people to think, oh, high surf, people like trotting across the beach. No, this is based on a very prolific, on a novel. And it's really in depth in the character that you're presenting here. It's not a very, superficial character. I mean, go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, I play M. Wright. She's the first female lieutenant in ocean safety. So, she takes her job very seriously. She's very proud of where she's at and what it's taken to get there. She really respects her captain, Captain Sunny. And also they have this very cool, like, love for one another that's completely platonic, and that's really special to play, because I don't think that's not something you see often in the workplace, and sometimes he's like an uncle figure to her, sometimes a father figure, but always definitely a boss. So there's some fun layers there to play with. And then, you've got the group of lifeguards and all of the drama that goes on when they're not out doing rescues. And so Matt Kester, our show creator, he does live on the North Shore, and he really wanted to make sure that we're paying tribute to like these well-rounded characters, and that they were going to make mistakes along the way, that it wasn't just like about having just like likable lifeguards, that we wanted to see people make mistakes, screw up, find their way back again, all in the midst of these very dangerous rescues based on actually real life rescues.
You're shooting on location. I'm assuming some of it. How was it finding out that Spam is like the national food in Hawaii?
That is so funny. It definitely is. It's everywhere.
My favorite part. My favorite part.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
My favorite part is walking into
Oh
the
my
gas
gosh.
station and
But yeah,
go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
we did shoot. No, yeah, we did shoot 100% on location. We were never in studio. That was another thing that made the show exciting and also challenging was we didn't have any backup. We don't have any studio. We are always either in a lifeguard tower or on the beach or in the water. And then the few times we're not, we're at headquarters or one of our character houses, and that's it. So, it's a very different type of shooting when you don't have, you're not on your chairs on a sound stage. So everything about this show was kind of the real deal. There's no CGI. We're out in the waves. We're out doing these things. Of course, when we needed our stunt doubles, they were there and they were incredible. But in terms of like the normal kind of luxuries that you have on set to fall back on, we didn't have any of those.
You're on set. I mean, and let me tell you, that show is very dangerous. I know that Colin Jost was there for the Olympics and he almost lost a foot. So, I mean, not to be dramatic, but it's not really that luxurious in that part of Hawaii.
No, it's not. It's very raw and rough. And, the North Shore has a 7-mile stretch of some of the most dangerous beaches in the world. And that's what we got to play in every day. And you learn a lot. You learn a lot really fast. And the thing about the ocean is no matter how much you know, it always wins. So, sometimes you're really lucky and other times you just have to learn how to stay calm when you're getting tossed around.
So you're on set. I mean, this is a can you compare your role from American Pie band camp to this role? And what was the growth in between?
Oh my gosh, I was a baby on band camp. Oh my gosh. I will tell you though, I take every role on like very seriously. I like to do prep work. I like to do anything I can that really like kind of jumpstarts me and throws me into the character, because then once I get on set, I kind of throw it all away and try to be as present as possible. But so American Pie, I remember I had one weekend, they had hired someone else. And I was like, that's so weird. I really felt like I thought this role was mine. I just felt it. I felt it. They'd hired someone else, and then I got a call like a Friday night. They were starting to shoot Monday morning, and they had fired the girl. They didn't think she was right up against the guy who was playing Stifler's brother, and they hired me. And so I had a weekend to prep, and I reached out to like real band members, and I went to like marching band performances, and I had a private coach come over, and I mean I did as much as I could over that weekend before we started filming Monday. So I think in terms of how I prep, that's been there since I started my career. But everything else, I mean, it's like almost not even comparable. I was such a baby then. I look back at that and I'm like, oh my gosh, my baby hair, my baby face, my baby emotions. It's just like, that feels like a lifetime ago.
But now you're playing a leading role. I mean, it must be, you must be very proud of your accomplishment. How is this taking on this leading role? How has that affected you in your personal and professional life?
Well, that's a great question. There is definitely a lot of responsibility that comes stepping into like a leadership role, and I don't think it's really anything anyone can prepare you for. I mean, there's definitely it's high stress, and people look to you and rely on you, and I think that it was really important. There was definitely times where I made a conscious choice to stay positive and keep things going, because I feel like, if the second I would show stress or show anger or show any sort of emotion that could lead to other people being frazzled and things kind of unravel. And so that's, for me at least, that's self-taught. You just learn as you go. Like, it's just kind of about observing what people need around you and staying present to that, because that's real. On set, we've got, like, I don't know, something like 200 people running around all the time. And it's important. We need everyone. We need everyone. And there's days where people aren't okay, and it's important to acknowledge that and respect that and give room and space for that and not ignore it, And then there's times where people are great, and it's important to celebrate that. And I think that the community of the North Shore is so strong. They really do put people first all the time, and versus, the job. And it was really important to do that on set all the time, because this is a hard show. So there was definitely days where we were checking in with one another and supporting one another. And I don't think that I always did it right, but I always tried. And I think that it was a huge learning curve for me, because I think at times it was more pressure than I'd anticipated. But I think that I'm grateful for that, because it pushed me, and I hope it grew me. I feel like it did.
Well, thank you very much for your time. I went over and I might be in trouble, but you have a great day and enjoy your time with your horse.
Oh, thank you so much. You as well.